Hello everyone, welcome to our Bhagavad Gita Simple Understanding discussions. Today we'll be discussing 6th chapter, the episode number 53. So we have completed 5th chapter. In the 5th chapter, I'll just give a brief summary where Arjuna asks Krishna to clarify which path is good to follow. Is it Sankhya Yoga or Karma Yoga? Then Krishna says that it is Karma Yoga which is easy to follow and superior. Superior being the reason it is very easy to follow and results are guaranteed. In Sankhya Yoga, the results are also guaranteed, but it's quite tough to follow for a common man. And as he goes on, he explains the ways and means and rules and regulations of both the processes. What would be the mentality of the yogi and the bhakta to do, and finally he also mixes bhakti into karma yoga. So karma yoga, the general thing is you do things disinterested way. In bhakti yoga, whatever you do in karma yoga, you do it for the Lord. So there the Lord, when the Lord gets attached, becomes bhakti yoga. When there is no God, it becomes karma yoga. So that's how. And finally, concluding the chapter, he gave a hint about dhyana yoga, that is meditation. Now, while concluding, he did mention the what do you call the details of dhyana yoga. For that, Krishna has given a separate chapter itself, where he is going to explain more of it. So we will be discussing and studying of the three shlokas today. We will also have some revisions and topics included by Krishna. Let's see how it starts. Okay, so starting with text number 6.1. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Anashrityah karma phalam karya karma karoti yaha sa sannyasi cha yogi cha na nirchakriyaha. Shri Bhagavan said, he who does his duty without expecting the fruit of action is a sannyasi, Sankhya yogi, and a yogi, karma yogi, both. That is, he who does his duty without expecting the fruit of actions is a Sankhya yogi and a karma yogi, both. He is no sannyasi, renouncer, who has merely renounced the sacred fire. Even so, he is no yogi who has merely given up all activity. So, after concluding those chapter, when he is going to start, Krishna is going to explain a few topics. It's like a sarcasm. Okay, Krishna has become some sarcasm. Like there are people who say that I don't want to do anything in this life. I'll just go to the world and do my meditation and leave off everything. Go to a forest or go to an ashrama or go to an Himalaya mountains and give up everything. So Krishna is taunting such people. What is he saying? He says that either Sankhya yogi or Karma yogi, both are considered as sannyasis. Okay, people who do their duty without expecting the fruit of action. Even a Sankhya yogi who meditates or who does all this technical analysis of the world and keeps on concentrating on the knowledge, achieving knowledge. He also has to act without any attachment or without any expectation of fruit for his results. Even a karma yogi who does all kinds of activities based on the varna and ashrama dharma, and the results he also has to give up. Now, what Krishna is saying is in the second line, sa sannyasi cha yogi cha na niragnarar chakriyaha, that is chakriyaha. He is no sannyasi, be it either karma yogi or Sankhya yogi. He is not a sannyasi who has merely renounced the sacred fire. Sacred fire in the sense, see, generally the worshippers of the Lord, they have some sacred fires to do. They do the obligations. It's in the other way, fourth chapter, if we consider, it's nothing but sacrifices or work. If a person just renounces his sacrifices, in fourth chapter we had learned there are various kinds of sacrifices, like chanting is also sacrificing, sacrifice. Hearing of Vedas is also a sacrifice. Temple worship is also sacrifice. Doing one's own obliged duty is also sacrifice. So these are all coming under sacred fire. These all can consider as sacred fire. If a person renounces all these activities, saying that I don't want to do all of this, all those things, I'll just meditate, he is also not considered as sannyasi. Even so, he is no sannyasi who has merely given up all his activities. So what Krishna means to say is that be either a Sankhya yogi or a Karma yogi, or if you're going to talk about the meditation process, a Dhyana yogi. In all those yogas, you have to do your daily activities, or you have to do your prescribed activities, whichever you follow. If you decide to follow Sankhya type of marga for achieving your ultimate goal, then you have to follow all the rules of Sankhya yoga. At the same time, you have to be detached. If you are going to follow a Karma yoga path, then according to Karma yoga path, you have to take up this Varnashrama system and do the duty according to the Varna and Guna which you have achieved. You can't give up the renounce, or you can't renounce these activities, saying that I will not do the activities for any reason. It might be for any reason, we might say I will not like to do that activity. No, you have to do your activities, but you have to be detached. And then you can go for meditation. What is meditation? All those things will come in the later chapters. We will be discussing. Continuing the second shloka. Yam sanyasamiti prahuryogam prahuryagam tam vidhi pandava na hai sanyasasta sankalpo yogi bhavati kaschana. Arjuna, you must know that what they call sannyasa is no other than yoga, for none becomes a yogi who has not given up his thoughts of worldly desires. So another clarification. So clarification one was that whatever path you take up, you have to do your duties, your prescribed duties. The second, in this shloka, what Krishna is summarizing is that one may take up a Sankhya type of life, Sankhya yogi type of life, saying that I will concentrate on knowledge, achieving knowledge of this world. I will start studying the technical details of this world, how the atoms are present, how the Hanus and how it develops, and how various the body things are assembled by God in basis on this Sattva Guna, Rajaguna, Tamaguna. So all these are technical analysis of the world. So that is called Sankhya Yoga. Either you take up Sankhya Yoga or you take up of a Karma Yoga, who is going to take up this Varnashrama system of life and is going to do activities. Both the yogis and future Dhyana yogi also, whatever you take up, ultimately you have to become free from the worldly desires. And what are the worldly desires? Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Madha, Matsarya. These are 6 points. Other than that are like wife, children, husband, property, name, fame. In short, this will come to this 6 opulences. So one has to detach the 6 opulences, that is name, fame, strength, power, money, beauty. One has to get detached from these kinds of thoughts or attachments. And other than that, one also has to give up this 6 shed repose. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Madha, Matsarya. These are nothing but other form of this bhags or bhagyas. Okay, there are 6 opulences. God is called as Bhagavan. Bhagavan means there are 6 bhags in the opulences, and they are nothing but name. In the sense, a person is very famous, that is fame. Then beauty, a person is very a beautiful person is attracted to the whole world. A powerful person is attracted to the whole world. Everyone wants this power, everyone wants this beauty, everyone wants this fame, everyone wants money. A person becomes very attractive if he has unlimited money also. A person becomes attractive if he has unlimited power also, like a politician. He can do anything. He can order anyone, anytime, and put him in jail. So that is called power. So in this way, there are 6 opulences known as Bhagavan. A person who is having all these unlimited things is called as Bhagavan. Okay, so generally all humans are want of these 6 opulences in different proportions. Okay, so what Krishna says here is, you either take up the Sankhya philosophy of way of life, or you take up Karma Yoga type of whatever way of life, but ultimately you should give up your worldly desires. If you are unable to give your worldly desires, give up your worldly desires, then you are not considered as a sannyasi. So in another way, what we can understand is, to become a sannyasi, you need not change your present lifestyle. Okay, when I say need not change your present lifestyle, in the sense, generally people give up their present life and go and join some kind of ashramas or some kind of organizations and change their dresses, etc., etc., etc. So these may be very attractive in initial days, first 3 months, 2 years, 4 years, 5 years, 8 years. This may be attractive, but at one point you'll come to know that just by changing your dress or changing your clothes or changing your looks or shaving your head or wearing something yellow, orange, white, whatever clothes, it doesn't certify or it doesn't qualify you to become a sannyasi. No, whatever stage you may be a teacher, you may be a doctor, you may be an lawyer, or you may be working in a government office, you may be a student, you may be an housewife, whoever it may be, whatever work you are doing, continue to do, but be detached from the results and be detached from your worldly desires. This is what is required. If one is able to give up his attachment to his activities or the result of the activities what he is doing, and if he is able to give up the worldly attachments, then that person is qualified to become a sannyasi. That is the basic principle what Krishna is teaching. Because Arjuna thought that once he gives up this battlefield, goes and takes up a sannyasi, then he'll be free from all karma and all papas. No, this is the words which Krishna is speaking to Arjuna, saying that no, you need not give up anything. You are a Kshatriya, as your duty to fight, you will continue to fight, but be detached from your results of fight. This is what Krishna is explaining. So in each and every shloka we have to interlink, we have to connect ourselves to the teachings which Krishna is giving to Arjuna through us, or other way Krishna is giving instructions to us through Arjuna. Okay, so last shloka of the day, it says, Arurokshar munir yogam karma karanam uchyate yoga rudhasya tatsaiva shamaha karanam uchyate. To the contemplative who desires to climb to the heights of karma yoga, disinterested action is spoken as the stepping stone. For the same man, when he is established in yoga, absence of all thoughts of the world is said to be the way of blessedness. So here Krishna is explaining that when a same person is in different ladders, there are different yardsticks of measurement of his purity. For example, like one example, if we say a student, when he joins first standard, for him counting 1, 2, 3 or learning these numerical basics is considered as perfection. And the same boy, when he grows up and he finishes his graduation or graduates his, say, PhD in mathematics, for him calculus, integration, differentiation, algebra, all those things, learning them, perfecting them is considered as perfection. Person is same, but when he was starting his student life in the first standard, for such a person, for him to understand 1, 2, 3 was great, was considered perfection. But it is not enough that if you go to an graduation and still be in 1, 2, 3. No, Krishna says, as you climb your hierarchy of path of purity, you have to learn more things. So that's what it means here. For a karma yogi, person is going to start karma yoga, who's adopted karma yoga, such a person, the stepping stone would be to do activities in a disinterested manner. He will be doing all his activities, he will be working with his colleagues, he will be leading a family life with his wife and children, he will be enjoying all this good food stuff, clarity, etc. Everything will be there. For such a person, the stepping stone is to do all these activities in a disinterested way. That is the basics. But same person, After years of practice, when he becomes expertized in all these activities, when he becomes expertized in getting disinterested in whatever activities he's doing, and he starts attending yoga, for such a person, absence of all thoughts of the world, that initially, say at the age of 25, a person decides to take up this karma yoga. At that time, he has his own family, wife, children, father, mother, career, all these things will be there. At this time, he will be engaged in all these activities, but he will be disinterested. He will be going to work, he will be earning, but he will be disinterested. He will be detached from this earning pleasures. Same way, he will be having a wife, he will be quiddling with his children, still in his mind is detached with them or is disinterested with them. Outwardly he will be acting, but as he does this for years together, say 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, when he comes to the age of 60 or 70, he would have become expert. At that time, Krishna says that for a karma yogi, when he has reached his peak of practice, for him, such a person should not have any thoughts of the world itself. He'll not have thoughts of his children, he'll not have thoughts of his wife, he'll not have thoughts of his earnings or whatever property he has made of for all his career. He'll be completely, these things will be completely out of mind. So that's what Krishna says, that in the initial stages at the age of 25, when the person adopts certain process, say for example karma yoga, the initial stepping stone, the initial stepping understanding would be to be detached from the activities. But the same person practicing for over years, say 30, 40 years, 50 years, and when he reaches at the age of 70, you should completely get detached, and all these things of wife, children, property, name, fame, etc., beauty, attraction to opposite sex, everything should become nil. That is considered as blessedness to him. Which means, in the other way to say, once a person reaches the age of 60 or 70, he should be satiated. He should say, enough is enough. Okay, I have done, I have enjoyed all those things. Okay, let me give up them. Let me concentrate more on God so that I become more attached to Him. Let me get out of this worldly desires. It's not that he's going to think about it, automatically happens to him. But still, if a person at the age of 60 or 70 still thinks about a beautiful girl, or still thinks about his children, is attached to his grandchildren, or is attached to his property and all, then he is not considered as a qualified practitioner, karma yogi. So that's the difference. The simple difference is, as time passes, we have to increase our standards, and we have to increase our standards of detachment. So that's what's been explained. Hence, we'll be completing this discussions. So, thanks to Bhagvat Tattva, vichettanni, which we have been reading and understanding over the years. Hope people are listening and understanding and enjoying. Thank you very much. Next week, we will come up with the next 3 shlokas.